Hello, this is your boy Coach B, the CEO of Co-Create Life Coaching Company, and you're listening to the Ordinary People's Podcast with Alan the Great, and they share where ordinary people share their extraordinary story. Peace.
I had an interesting conversation with my son when I was driving home from picking him up from school. Conversation was about my podcast and why am I always so serious when I'm doing my podcast. Why I don't show more of my personality. Why I'm not joking. Why I'm not laughing. And my son was like really serving me. He was like really giving it to me. His criticism was harsh, cut me deep, hurt it. But isn't that how family is and what family's about? Doesn't family always give us that harsh criticism that we don't want to hear? And I'm not just talking about your immediate family, like the people who are your blood. Because see, what I want to talk to you about is the truth about what family is. What family means to me. Because I got family and then I got relatives. See, my family is the people who's always in my corner. They might not have my last name. They might not have the same blood run through them. But they always got my back. I can always depend on them. I can always rely on them. If I pick up that phone and call them, they're always there for me. Then I got these relatives. Now, we all have relatives, believe me. Not all of us have family, but we all got relatives, okay? Now, relatives are those folks that always come to your barbecue, come late, leave early, come empty-handed, but leave with 5 plates. Leave with 5 plates of food. Now, not only did they eat 3 plates while they were there, drunk 6 sodas, but now they leave them with a case of sodas, 5 plates, enough to eat for the rest of the week. That's relatives for you. They don't come to your wedding, but they come to your reception. They don't come to the funeral, but come to the repast. That's relatives for you. You can always depend on your relatives to do that. And I don't care what your race is. I don't care none of that. Understand something. We all got relatives. But you're probably saying, yeah, we all got family too. Nah, we really don't. Because see, family is such a limited thing. It's like friends. How many true friends do you really got? Seriously, how many true friends you got? All right, this is how we're going to find out if you got a true friend. Go tell your friend something. How many people can you tell something about you that you don't want nobody else to know, and they ain't going to say nothing to nobody? I bet y'all counting right now, starting off with 5, then you're like, 2, now you're down to 1. Like, and that's a possible. 1 in a possible. Like cards, you got 1 in a possible. Maybe I can tell 1, but that's how it is. Like, family are like friends, it's something rare. It's something rare that we don't always have, but we always look for support. And a lot of times when we don't get support from family, we start to wonder why. Like, why my family don't support me? I'm trying to go to school. I'm trying to do good things. I'm trying to build a business, and my family won't support me. It's because you ain't got family. You got a bunch of relatives who you looking for help from, and they ain't going to help you. They're not there to help you. See, the problem is, I already said this, we already touched on this. It's like, listen, most people are insecure about themselves. Most people are insecure about the things they didn't accomplish. But see, it's even simpler than that. To be honest with you people, most people glad you going through some shit and not them. Okay? Like, for instance, if you sick, you sitting there with pneumonia, you got the flu, because that's real high right now. If you got the flu, 99% of the people that encounter you are sitting there like, I'm just glad you got the flu. John got the flu and not me. I'm just glad you got it, not me. I mean, they remorseful that you got it, and they might feel bad that you're sick, but honestly, they're like, phew, I'm glad you broke and not me. Oh, you losing your house? Whew, I'm glad you losing your house and not me. They ain't worried about trying to help you. They just glad it ain't them going through it. It's you. That's how it is. But we get discouraged when we encounter them type of people. And you're probably like, well, Alan, how do you deal with these type of people? How do you deal with when you don't have family? Well, you got to learn something. You got to learn something early on. First of all, you got to learn who your family truly is. Then you got to learn how society works outside of your family. Outside your family. So what I tell my family is this. This is what I tell my wife and my 2 kids. I got an 8-year-old and a 3-year-old, okay? And a wife. So what I tell them all the time is, listen, once you walk out this door, nobody give a fuck about you. Nobody care about your attitude. Nobody care about your dreams. Nobody care about your hopes. Nobody care about what you eat, what you're wearing. They don't give a damn about you. And if you think I'm lying to you, you think what I'm saying to you right now is I'm lying? You think I'm lying to you? Turn on the news. Turn on the news. And watch it as when it's a hurricane. And watch how many people are like, oh man, that's a shame. Then a week later, you don't hear nothing else about it. Nobody's talking about it. Don't even care about what happened. Even though them people still do not have homes. Still know how lost their jobs, lost their whole lives. If that ain't enough for you, okay, think about this. Drive down the highway to a shopping complex. See how many people you see out there homeless, begging for money. Then just step back and watch how many people walk out of a Wawa or a store, got $20 in their pocket that they're going to blow, who won't give that homeless person $1, who will step over them. Get a job, bum. Clean yourself up, bum. Do this, bum. See how many people do that. See how selfish people are. Look in your closet and see how many pair of shoes you got and think about all the people who ain't got no shoes. Now, I ain't telling you to give away your shoes because, see, if I tell you to do that, then I got to start giving away mine. And listen, I got way more shoes than I need, but I don't want to give my shoes away. But that's nor here or there. I'm just kidding. But all seriousness. So I tell my family, you need to focus on the people who are in this house because the people who are in this house are the only ones give a damn about you. They're the only ones going to support you. They're the only ones going to care about you. Be careful how you treat these people in this house. Understand something. When you don't have nothing else, you understand you always got these people in this house. These people in this house are your family. Now, your house don't have to be a physical house. But your family and the group that you call your family, that's something that you have to make sure that that's real. Because see, what we do is we throw words around a lot. We give people titles that they don't deserve. Especially at jobs. We give people management positions that don't deserve to be managers. We call people girlfriends that don't deserve to be girlfriends, wives that don't deserve to be wives, husbands that definitely don't deserve to be husbands, fathers who don't deserve to be fathers, mothers who definitely shouldn't even have kids. But we give titles all the time. And one of the biggest titles we give is family and friends. We always call somebody our family or they're our friends. And half these people wouldn't give you a glass of water if you was thirsty, even though they got 3 or 4 sitting at a table. They're not even going to touch. But that's my family, though. That's my friend. Then when you're going through something, you can't call them. Or they hit you with, I'll call you back. When you get evicted from your home, and you call them like, hey, you know, I need somewhere to stay. Oh, I got no room. But you got 4 or 5 rooms at your house. Yeah, let me call you back. And you never hear back from them. Or you lose your job. Listen, I need to borrow a couple $100, you know, just to help me get back on my feet. Just lost my job. Yeah, I don't have the money in my account right now. It's just how like everything's set up. And I got to talk to my husband or I got to talk to my wife. And I'll give you a call back. Rush you off the phone, never call you back. That's the type of stuff that the people we give the title family and friends to. Then we get frustrated and we get upset with them, right? We get upset with them because we're like, it's supposed to be my family right there. It's supposed to be my family. It's supposed to be there for me. It's supposed to take care of me. It's supposed to be my friend. It's supposed to be there for me in my time of need. We get frustrated with them. But you don't understand. They ain't your family. That's just that relative who just showed up at your wedding. Not your wedding, but your reception. Yeah, congratulations, you know. Didn't bring a gift or nothing, but hey, congratulations. Yeah, let me get a plate. Yeah, let me get a drink. Let me get drunk. Yeah, celebrating the whole thing with you. Yeah, then when you turn your back and you sitting there doing the dance, they sit at the table, they're nudging somebody like, hey, yeah, it ain't gonna last. Like, I give them 2 years. I give them 6 months and they getting divorced. And then you introduce them, yeah, this is my family right here. I ain't your family. I ain't your family. That's your relative. And a lot of times your relative can be your enemy. There's a thin line between your relative and your enemy. And why there's a thin line between that is because you don't have really a great relationship with that person. That's why it's considered a relative. That's why I use the key word there, relative. See, I have a lot of relatives, but I don't have a lot of family. I don't have a lot of people I can call and depend on. And see, sometimes recognizing the small things like that can save you a lot of hurt later on in your life. But see, sometimes we get confused even with the people who are truly our family, people who are there with us. I started a story talking to you about, my son criticizing me about the podcast and running me down like, Dad, you got to tell more jokes. Stop being so serious all the time. And sometimes when we got family members and people, true friends and people who really care about us and they criticize on something we doing, we get upset with them. We don't want to hear their truth. We take it as their enemy, they're attacking us. It's because the way they said it, or it's just not a good time for me here. Look, I just got in an argument with my boss and I cussed them out. And well, my boss shouldn't have disrespected me and they shouldn't have raised their voice at me. So I cussed them out, so I'm right. And then maybe it's your brother or your cousin, but they're family. They're there for you every time you need them. You telling them, yeah, cuss my boss out. Because she was yelling at me and she walked past me 5 times this week and didn't speak to me. So when she came to me and asked me about that report, I let her have it. And your family member tell you, like, despite the fact that how she treated you, it don't justify your actions. You was wrong. Now you don't want to talk to that person no more. I don't want to conversate with you no more. I don't want to talk to you. You ain't my family no more. I need to get you away from me. I'm blocking you out. But then you get mad when that person don't support you. They ain't support. You ain't supporting me. You supposed to have my back. So you got to understand something. They are having your back. Right then and there, your family's having your back. They're having your back because they're trying to tell you you're leading the march to your own destruction. You're destroying yourself. Listen, people in society is always going to disrespect you. There's going to be people who don't speak to you, that mistreat you. The interesting thing about people is there's a lot of miserable people that lives around you and surround you every day. Some of them you choose to have around you. Some you have no control of, especially when you're at work. There's a lot of miserable people. There's some people that come into your job every single day who's just pissed off at the world. It ain't nothing you did, nothing you said. They're just pissed off at the world. You can say it's a beautiful day outside, and they'll say something like, what's beautiful about it? It's too hot. Or it's too cold. Or it's too many clouds out. Or I need the rain. Or it's raining too much. It's always going to be a problem. You say some people, aren't you blessed to be awoke? Why am I blessed to be waking? Why am I blessed to be awoke? Like, what's so good about today? What's so good about today? You're like, well, you're here, you get to hug your mom, like be able to hug your son. And some people can't do that. The point is you got people like that. You got people like that, and that's something that we should all strive to try to avoid those type of people, because that type of energy will pull you down, but you also try to avoid being that type of person, especially when you're dealing with family. See, none of us win when the family feuds. None of us. And a lot of times we feud because we feel like our family ain't supporting us. And a lot of times we feel like our family ain't supporting us because they're not agreeing with what we say or what we want, what our truth is. Like, I used to do music, and I used to take my music to my wife, and I used to get her to listen to it. And I took a song to her, like, kid, I'm really hype about it. It just came out of the studio. I was really hype about the song. Like, kid, listen to this. Pop it in the disc. Put it on. I'm there sitting there bumping to it. This is the greatest song ever made. My wife's like, yeah, that's all right. I'm not really feeling it. What do you mean you're not feeling it? This is the greatest song ever. And I'm like flipping out, like going crazy. Like, this is the greatest song ever. She's like, yeah, but it's not that good. It's all right. Now I'm pissed off. She don't know anything. She don't know what she's talking about. You ain't supporting me. You ain't there for me. Is it that she ain't supporting me, or she just being honest with me? What she was doing is she's encouraging me to challenge myself to become better. And a lot of times the people who we criticize and we fighting against and we're saying is not family, that's all they're doing. They're challenging us to be better, to be a better form of ourselves. See, a lot of times we take criticism as if somebody's trying to destroy us or trying to beat us up, because everybody's the enemy, especially in family. Everybody's the enemy. We expect our truth to be everybody else's truth, for everybody to see our vision. But see, here's the thing. Not everybody's going to see your vision. Now, I'm not saying my wife was right when she said my song was horrible. I still think it was great. But that's my truth. She may not see your vision. She might not see things the way I did. But in instance where we are watching ourselves to self-destruction, we need to be careful who we pushing away because they don't agree with us. You gotta learn to see other people's perspective, other people's point of view. Learn the difference between somebody actually caring about you and somebody hurting you. And see, that's a very confusing thing when you think about it. When you think about who cares about you and who's truly trying to hurt you, because see, that can be very confusing. It's like the confusion of knowing who's your family and who's your relative. But see, sometimes you just gotta do something real simple. You gotta step back and not listen to what people are saying, but what their actions are showing you. See, I always tell people, like, your actions are going to tell me everything your mouth won't. See, your mouth going to tell me that you're truthful, you're honest, you love me, you're always going to be there for me. Your actions are going to tell me the truth. So, for instance, when I lose my job and I need somebody to help me out, get me across and get me over, the actions of a person who's able to do that, who's truly for me, is going to try to help you. Now, maybe they can't give you $300. Maybe they only got 50, but they're willing to give you 25. See, that's another thing. See, we often think that somebody loves us based on the value of their gift to us. So you might look at, you got two friends, for instance, and you lost your job. And you look at your two friends and, you go to both of them like, look, lost my job, I'm going through hard times. One friend pulls out their wallet, he gave you $10. Didn't tell you that was their last $10, but gave you $10. Other friend pulls out a wallet, throws you $200. Now, what are you thinking? Probably sitting there thinking to yourself, the person who gave me $200, oh, that's my real friend. That's my true friend right there. That's my true friend right there. That person always got my back. This person only gave me $10. I'm going to do it $10. I just told you I lost my job. But what you didn't realize is the person that gave you $10 only had, that was their last $10. The person gave you $200, they had $10,000 in their pocket and another $100,000 at home. Think about that. Who's your true real friend now? Think about that. See, that's the thing. Things can be misconstrued, and see, actions speak a lot louder than words. And you gotta be careful how you treat people and how you take a person's support. See, none of us win when the family feud, because we always feud when we don't forgive our family. That's another thing we don't do. We don't forgive our family. We make mistakes, and as family members, we make mistakes. I make mistakes. You make mistakes. We all make mistakes. It's hard for me to forgive myself. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some mistakes I make, it's more difficult for me to forgive myself than others to forgive me. So I struggle with that, and as people, we all struggle with that. We make mistakes and we offend people, we hurt people's feelings, and the hardest part is not for the person to forgive us, but for us to forgive ourselves. And that's something we got to stop doing too. We got to learn to forgive people. We got to learn to forgive people when they make a mistake. Yeah, we get into arguments. Sometimes even family members say things that they shouldn't have said. Some arguments go too far. And we got to learn to let it go. Sometimes as family we get into fights. What family don't get into fights? Sometimes it's physical, sometimes it's verbal. Sometimes we get into mental fights. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we do dumb stuff. But we got to learn to forgive ourselves. We got to learn to forgive each other for those mistakes. Learn to forgive family members. And you got the people say, well, I forgave him, but I ain't forgive him. I ain't forget that time you made that comment. When you said something about my third toe is longer than my big toe. Man, let it go, bro. Let it go. Let it go. Seriously, let it go. It's a poisonous pill that you holding on to. Let it go. See, like I said to you earlier on this show, you don't get too many family members. You don't get too many friends. You're going to get plenty of relatives. You're going to have more relatives than you could ever need, ever want. You can fill 20 houses, 20 mansions up with relatives. But family, it's difficult to fill a small room with actually family members. People who actually care about you. When you're sick, they give you soup. See, them people that give you flowers at your funeral, you're going to find plenty of them because it's easy to give people flowers at a funeral. It's a popular thing to do. See, what's not popular is supporting somebody when they're alive, when they're trying to do something. When they're doing better than you, it's very difficult to tell somebody, wow, I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. And if you got that type of person in your life, it's the type of person you need to hold on to. Not because you need somebody to pat you on your back and to champion you, but support is something we all need. I know we often think that we can do things on our own and that we move better and we're stronger on our own. And that's maybe true. A lot of us are stronger on our own. In some cases, we need to be alone. But we got strength in numbers. And if you think I'm lying to you, here's another challenge, okay? Here's another challenge for you. Because I'm throwing out challenges today. Today's the day of challenges, okay? Nobody wins when the family feuds. So listen, I want you to go pick up a couch, the biggest couch in your house, and I want you to try and move it across the room by yourself. Then I want you to get one person to help you move the couch. See how much easier it is. Then I want you to get 2 more people to help you. See how easier it is. Then I want you to get 4 more people. See how lighter that couch get. Before you know it, that couch is going to be equivalent of lifting an empty water bottle. The more people you get to help you. Because see, the more people you get to help you, the lighter the load is. Now, when you're doing it by yourself, that load get real heavy. And you start to wear yourself out real fast. But you got to make sure people who's there, they're really truly there to help you. They're going to carry their weight and not try to push their weight on you. And once again, how do you know this stuff? How can you identify when somebody is a true family member, when somebody is truly there for you and not just there to take from you? How do you know that? That's something very difficult. You got to learn to keep your mouth shut. You ain't got to keep your ears open. Just keep your eyes open. Just watch. Watch people. Listen to what I'm telling you. A person's actions will always tell you what their mouth won't. Trust me. We can lie. I can look you dead in your eyes right now and tell you, I love you. With all my heart. But my actions got to support that. Think about it. My ladies, how many men have told y'all over the years they love you, told you, look you in your face and tell you love you, they stole your credit card, cheated on you. You let them use your car when you went to work, and you standing out front of your job looking at your watch like, oh man, I was supposed to get off like 30 minutes ago. He still ain't show up. My fellas, how many women told you that they love you, and right after you bought them a couple bundles, which is hair weave for you men or people who don't know about that, or bought them some shoes, or took them on a trip, gave them what they wanted, they didn't ran off with your best friend, your worst enemy, your boss, your cousin, or somebody else. Why I do that? Because see, it's easy to tell you I love you when I want something from you. It's easy for me to verbally say something to you. The hard part is to continuously show you through my actions. So when you ask me, how do I know who's my real family from my relatives? Just sit back and watch their actions. Not over the course of a few moments or a few hours or even a few days. Sometimes it takes a few weeks, a few months, a few years. See, things have to be patient. You got to let people show you who they are. But when they show you who they are, believe them. When they show you that they're a relative, believe that they're your relative and put them in that box and leave them there. Let them live in that box where all the rest of your relatives live. But when they show you that they're family, let them live in that house where your family live. And understand, outside of that family, ain't nobody give a damn about you. All them relatives don't care about you. They gonna see you at the supermarket, they gonna hug you, shake your hand, tell you I love you, you know I miss you, we gotta get up. And you ain't gonna see them for another 2-3 months, maybe a year, maybe 2 years. You ain't gonna see them. I mean, maybe a wedding may come up and y'all might run into each other, or maybe a funeral might happen, and you know y'all might show up at the repast together, you know, sitting there eating some chicken or something. I don't know. But the point is when you really need them, when you lose that job, when you go through that real hard time, they ain't gonna be there for you. Just gonna keep it real with you. They ain't gonna be there for you. And like I said to you, this is something that's universal. This is nothing to do with any particular race, class, anything. This is something universal that we all deal with. None of us win when the family feuds. So when we feud with our family, we ain't winning. Because if I'm sitting here carrying one side of the couch or one side of the TV and you carrying the other and we sitting there arguing, one of us going to end up slipping out of our hand, dropping it, or one of us going to fall and hurt ourselves. Because we can't win when we feuding. Now, if me and you getting along, we talking, we conversating, we always want to up and up. We always going to have disagreements. That's life. It's not realistic to believe that we always going to agree to things. We got to learn to respectfully disagree. Like with this podcast, for instance, I always tell y'all, like, listen, tell people, give me your honest feedback. Tell me how you feel. If you don't agree with me, please tell me. I'm not going to get mad at you. Because my truth ain't always the truth. And people still be afraid to say something to me. Well, I feel this way, but I didn't want to say no. Say it. Don't be afraid to tell me. That's what I'm asking you to tell me. You need to check me. Let's have a conversation about it. Maybe I'll see things your way, or maybe I can convince you to see things my way. Either way, we need to have a conversation. Maybe we both will walk away still seeing things our own way, but have a great relationship and continue on. Maybe we'll have we'll disagree about the podcast and then be like, you know what? Olive Garden makes really good chicken parmesan, and we'll agree on that. And we'll just say, you know what? Let's go to dinner. We'll go to dinner. Let's go to dinner. We ain't gonna always agree on anything, but you know what? Chicken parmesan is good at Olive Garden, so let's just agree on that. Sometimes it's simple as that. Understand with family, you're not gonna always agree. You're not always gonna get along. You're not always gonna like each other. But one thing I can guarantee, you'll always be there for each other. You'll always love each other. And that's the one thing you always have. The same is with relatives. You can always expect them to come to the barbecue empty-handed, but leave with a lot of food and a lot of drinks. That's a promise I give you. I want to thank y'all for listening to another episode of Ordinary People Podcast, where it's not about likes and views. It's about motivating, inspiring, and informing you. I'm Alan the Great, and I also want to give a special thank you to Mr. Bruce Dorsey, or as he go by, Coach B, of co-createlifecoaching.com for the amazing introduction. I want you to support him as well as other supporters of the show who are family. Thank you, Coach B, for your support. Thank you for being a part of the Ordinary People Podcast family, and we always consider you and all of our audience a part of our family. And I'm hoping that my family continues to grow with me by subscribing to my channel, Alan the Great, on YouTube. Continue to be part of this family, where we'll always show you love and support. And remember one thing, nobody wins when the family feuds. Peace.